Well, hey there. Welcome to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. I've been off for a week, and I loved it, but I'm back, baby. And so is a little lady I like to call the United States of America. Because pandemic restrictions are lifting and folks are getting back to everything we missed. Hugging, kissing, sharing a hot dog with a stranger, Lady in the Tramp style. Come on. Oh, right here, Kriss. No. Come on. Why? More Coney Island for me. Of course, the most important sign that things are getting back to normal happens 1 week from tonight when I return to the Ed Sullivan Theater for a special show we're calling The Late Show Vax in Action, an immunity theater production of the State of the Reunion with a live body audience. You didn't expect the hot dog to come back, did you? Like, that's a one-off. Why do we have a hot dog prop? Get your money's worth out of that Coney. America's slow crawl to normality is all thanks to the vaccine rollout, and I'll tell you all about it in tonight's The Vaccine.
Come and get your shot now. This is a polka. We polka while we poke ya, so you don't get corona. Come and get your shot now. This is a polka. We polka while we poke ya. We are the polka.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
That's all we got.
Graphics get paid by the minute, right? Is that why they're so long? Immunizations have been so effective that we just got this news.
COVID cases are now at the lowest point in the United States since the beginning of the pandemic.
I'm actually not surprised. I'm just celebrating I can do spit takes again. Enjoy the antibodies, Mark. Over the Memorial Day weekend, so many people came out to celebrate that one club manager said it felt like the end of Prohibition. Of course, back then it was the end of making bathtub gin, and now it's the end of drinking gin in the bathtub. I'm going to miss my Mr. Bubble Gimlets. Hold on 1 second, and I'm serious. There's literally spittle on the lens. Here, there you go. There you go. Bring it back. There you go. And you know what I'm not going to have on next week this time? Slippers. I couldn't find my shoes, so I said, it, I'll wear slippers. What does it matter? I'm doing it in a broom closet. That's all next week, I promise you. This is my pledge to America. I will not wear a 5-year-old pair of Uggs next Monday night. Folks, it's not just nightclubs and bars reopening. Both Sam's Club and Costco have announced they're bringing back free samples. Finally, Americans can go back to playing our favorite grocery game.
Is this meat?
The answer? I don't care. It's on a toothpick, and it's free. But some reopenings are a little choppier, like in the cruise industry. Back at the beginning of COVID, cruises became floating prisons of medical-grade despair. But Royal Caribbean has announced a U.S. comeback this summer. There's only one catch. Vaccinations are optional. What the what? You can't trust cruise passengers to make smart health decisions. These are people who wait in line to scoop up macaroni salad from a bin a toddler left a flip-flop in. These are reasons, all of the reasons, there are many reasons the vaccines are optional, is that a lot of the cruises depart from Florida, where they just passed a law that not only prohibits businesses from requiring vaccinations, but will fine companies $5,000 each time they require vaccination proof from a patron. That's a tough beat for Florida cops. Attention all units, we have a report that Cold Stone Creamery is trying to keep customers alive. Immediately redirect all officers away from the meth-fueled alligator knife fight. Oh, and get me a brownie mix-in. The first cruise is scheduled for July 2nd, and to ensure safety, Royal Caribbean is conducting simulation cruises, which I assume means testing the endurance of passengers with a shrimp test dummy. Speaking of things opening up the former president's mouth, on Saturday night, Fatty Kruger gave a speech to the North Carolina Republican Party where he said a bunch of stuff, but nobody paid attention because it looked like he wore his pants backwards. Okay, let's take a peek. Here he is leaving the podium, looking for a zipper and nothing. Either he shares a tailor with a Ken doll, or he spends so much time yanking stuff out of his keister, he just likes to have the zipper back there to make it easy. But it raised a lot of questions like, how did he zip his pants? And was his belt also on backwards? And how lucky are we that this man no longer has the nuclear codes? I'm not the only one who enjoyed the image. On Twitter, the former president quickly drew comparisons to 90s child hip-hop duo famous for wearing their pants backwards, Kriss Kross. That, of course, is ridiculous. Their initials are KK, which is one less than the ex-president prefers. But the backward pants party abruptly ended when the fact-shacklers over at Snopes.com clarified, no, the former president did not wear his pants backwards. Oh, then I guess we won't have a third impeachment trial now. It's a shame because they've already drafted the Articles of Impantsment. The fact-checker explained that Snopes looked through photographs taken at the event and published by the visual media company Getty Images that clearly show the former president on stage wearing pants with a zipper in the front, adding, "How is this my job? Mom, you were right. I should have worked for Dad at the lumber yard." Apparently, the original video is low res, but when you look at the high res image, it's clear he's got a zipper. Normally, when you pay that much attention to his crotch, you get $130,000. But this is alarming because it can only mean one thing. Something on the internet isn't true. You know, folks, moving on. America's billionaires are like unicorns, rarely seen, mostly white, horny, and don't pay taxes. But you may not know that there's more than one kind of billionaire. Your run-of-the-mill multi-billionaire putters around in their personal submarine like some kind of sea peasant. But the true hyper-elites have their own space programs. And I'll catch you up on the latest in tonight's edition of Space News! Billionaires in Space Edition. First up, Amazon founder and high school science teacher having a midlife crisis, Jeff Bezos. Today we found out that Bezos is going to space. Hot damn, that is fantastic. One small step for a man, one giant leap for... What's that? He's coming back? Oh, never mind. Bezos is going to be riding on the first crewed flight of the New Shepard, the rocket ship made by his space company, Blue Origin. As preparation for spaceflight, Bezos has asked his warehouse workers to show him how to pee discreetly into a tube. Bezos is going to go up there with his brother, which is nice. But the Bezos Bros space adventure will be short because the astronauts will experience weightlessness for only 3 minutes, or as Amazon warehouse workers call it, lunch. Of course, Bezos' chief billionaire rival in space exploration is SpaceX founder and comedic voice of a generation, Elon Musk. This trip means that Bezos is getting to space before Musk. Not only that, but Musk's SpaceX had some sweet NASA contracts, and just last month, following protests from Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, NASA and SpaceX's $2.9 billion contract has been suspended. But Musk hasn't taken this lying down. In response to Bezos' protest, he tweeted, "Can't get it up to orbit, lol." Can't get it up. Have you seen Jeff Bezos? He is it up in a blue shirt. Now, I know what you're not asking. You're saying, Steve, just why are these billion a-holes going at it like this? Maybe because there are defense contracts and satellite-based internet deals at stake worth trillions of dollars to be made. Trillions. If one of these guys made $1 trillion, imagine how much no taxes they would pay. In other space news, it feels like for the last month we've gotten lots of hot new scoops about UFOs with all kinds of unexplained objects zooming around near the U.S. military, captured in shaky, grainy footage. It's all part of the build-up to the release of an upcoming government report on UFOs, but it's not out yet. But there is some good news. Officials have been briefed on what the findings will be. And folks, we've got the inside scoop. Grab your tinfoil and hide your brainwaves because apparently the U.S. finds no evidence of alien technology and flying objects, but can't rule it out either. Oh my God! The only way to have known that would to have not read the report. Come on, NASA, that's not telling us nothing. There's a reason the X-Files slogan wasn't, "There is no evidence for the truth being out there, but we can't rule out the truth being not in here." Feels like they're just filing the report because they promised to have it ready by June. The report itself concedes that much about the observed phenomena remains difficult to explain, including their acceleration, as well as ability to change direction and submerge. Well, if you can't explain it, then maybe don't turn in the report yet. You're like a high school junior. Moby Dick is about a whale and a man on a boat and some stuff about knots, but the rest of the book remains difficult to explain because I didn't finish it. Tony had everybody up to the lake house this weekend. Call me Ishmael. The only concrete assertion the government makes is that the last 20 years of UFO incidents did not originate from any American military or other advanced U.S. government technology. So it is totally American military or other advanced U.S. government technology, because of course they're going to lie. That's why in the 80s you never saw a government report titled, "Okay, you got us, cards on the table, we built a stealth bomber, look how badass this is." But they insist it's not American. And some officials believe the phenomena could have been experimental technology from a rival power, most likely Russia or China. Jim, can you show me a still of that footage again? Okay, can you zoom in? Now enhance. Busted! And at that altitude, his nipples must be like diamonds. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Chris Matthews, but when we come back, our uninformed correspondent, Bootsy Plunkett, explores this summer's cicada swarms. Stick around.